6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has concluded the two-day visit to Saudi Arabia with a six-point agenda for the international community to overcome water-related challenges. The Deputy Prime Minister has briefed diplomats on the situation caused by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf protest in Islamabad, reaffirming red zone's security. The Planning Minister has called for promoting the narrative of tolerance to counter the culture of hate in Pakistan and India in Oman this evening. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has concluded his two-day visit to Saudi Arabia, where he addressed the One Water Summit and proposed a six-point agenda at the global level to overcome water-related challenges. The Prime Minister also highlighted the climate change-induced challenges faced by the developing countries. On the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister Mohammed Shahbaz Sharif also met the Saudi Prime Minister and the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, wherein the two leaders agreed to bring about a qualitative change in the bilateral ties and expressed satisfaction over the pace of implementation of memoranda of understanding and agreements signed by the two countries. He also met the French President Emmanuel Macron, in which the two sides agreed to promote business-to-business cooperation in the fields of agriculture, livestock, information technology, vocational skills and clean drinking water. The Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Mohammed Sagdar has said the government demonstrated complete patience in handling the protest of a political party on the 24th of last month. Briefing the foreign diplomats at the Foreign Office in Islamabad today, he clarified that the law enforcement agencies were not provided with live ammunition but water cannons, tear gas and batons. Sagdar also emphasized that the army was called in as per the constitution and it remained in the third defense line to protect the diplomatic corps and the federal institutions, including the Parliament House, the Prime Minister's House and the Presidency. The Deputy Prime Minister regretted the use of resources of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government in the protest by the political party, stressing that no federating unit has the right to march onto the capital. Sagdar said ensuring that the red zone remains free from protests and violence has been a priority of the government, and for this purpose a special law was enacted earlier this year to ensure the security of diplomats. He also pointed out that it was surprising that this particular party chooses to protest when foreign delegates visit Pakistan. The Minister for Planning and Development, Ahsan Iqbal, has called for promoting the narrative of tolerance and initiating dialogue among the communities to counter the culture of hate and prejudice in the society. Addressing a ceremony in Islamabad today, he said religion is also misused to fuel divisions and extremism. He, however, said the true spirit of Islam must be amplified, which is the message of love, tolerance and coexistence. The minister said Islam unequivocally opposes violence and coercion, and it is collective responsibility of the society to uphold the principles of love, tolerance and coexistence. Pakistan and Iraq have reaffirmed the commitment to strengthening the defense ties. The commitment was reiterated during the Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee General Sahir Shamshad Mirza's meetings with the Iraqi leadership, including the Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani, the Defense Minister Thabet Mohammad Saeed al-Abbasi, the Interior Minister Abdul Amir al-Shamari, and the Chief of the Defense Forces General Abdul Amir Rashid Yarullah in Baghdad. Both the sides discussed key areas of interest, including security, defense cooperation, and current regional environment. They explored ways to expand the scope of military cooperation between the two countries. The Iraqi civil and military leadership lauded the professionalism of the Pakistan armed forces and acknowledged their sacrifices in the fight against terrorism. This is Radio Pakistan. The Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has said the country has made significant progress on the economic front over the past year. Addressing a conference in Islamabad today, he highlighted stability of the currency and increase in foreign exchange reserves. He said foreign exchange reserves now cover 2.5 months of imports, while inflation has decreased to 4.9%. The Finance Minister also assured full support to the private sector in the development of the housing sector. He emphasized that housing is a critical pillar of inclusiveness and stressed the need to simplify procedures for house financing. The Minister for Interprovincial Coordination, Rana Sanaullah, has reiterated the government's resolve to enhance religious tolerance and safeguard the minorities' rights through new legislation. He said this while chairing a ministerial committee meeting focusing on finalizing the National Commission for Minorities Bill 2024 and reviewing policies on interfaith harmony and religious tolerance in Islamabad today. Rana Sanaullah highlighted the pivotal role of mosques in Islamic society, suggesting that interfaith harmony policy should include proposals to utilize the mosques as community centers. Speaking on the occasion, the Minister for Law and Justice, Azam Nazir Tarar, underscored the importance of making the National Commission for Minorities independent and autonomous, free from ministerial influence. The committee instructed the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony to present both the interfaith harmony and religious tolerance policies to the Federal Cabinet for final approval after incorporating the subcommittee's recommendations. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has strongly denounced the Indian troops' intensified crackdown against the Kashmiris. In a statement in Srinagar today, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference said the Indian troops deployed in the occupied territory are committing heinous crimes to suppress the struggle of the Kashmiri people for their inalienable right to self-determination. They condemned India's continued violation of political, social, and religious rights in the held territory. They appealed to the United Nations, the European Union, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation to pressurize India to resolve the long-standing Kashmir dispute. The United Nations General Assembly has passed a new resolution calling for creation of a Palestinian state. The resolution, passed by a majority vote of 157 to 8, reaffirms the United Nations' unwavering support for the two-state solution of Israel and Palestine and presses for Israel's withdrawal from the occupied Palestinian territories. The resolution also emphasizes realization of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, primarily inalienable right to self-determination and the right to their independent state. 20 more Palestinians were martyred in the unabated Israeli attacks across the Gaza Strip today. This has taken the total martyrdom toll of Palestinians to over 44,500 since October last year. And now hockey, the final of the Junior Asia Hockey Tournament will be played between Pakistan and India and Oman this evening. The match will start at 8 in the evening. And finally, the weather report. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold conditions are likely in northern areas during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.